Hi friends, Iberia here. Today I'm going to share with you which items from the Moogle Treasure Trove Mendacity event, which starts tomorrow, are worth farming. I'm also going to share with you which dungeons are the best to farm for the event. So let's start with which items are worth it. I'm not even going to mention the items I think are not worth your time, but if you want a more in-depth look at all of the rewards and why they are or aren't worthwhile, then check out Jolson's video on the subject. Starting with mounts, almost none of them are worth your time. Most of them can be farmed outside of this event, or they can be purchased on the market board for under 1 mil. But if you want to save money, then the Megalotragus usually costs about 800 to 900k, so that may be worth it for saving money. Alternatively, you could wait a couple of days after the event starts for the price of that mount to go down and then buy it with Gil and use your Moogle Tomestones on something else. The Lantern and Kamui whistles come from 60 and 70 trials, and it may save you time to farm them via the event if your RNG sucks. Similarly, the Magitech Predator key that comes from the Alamigo dungeon could be worth getting if you have bad RNG, and the Alps and Gubu come from the Beast tribes, so if you want to avoid doing those dailies, then get them via the event. The other mounts don't feel especially worth your time because they aren't really hard to farm. Even Nightmare comes from level 50 trials that are easily soloable on any job, so you'll definitely want to prioritize other things. Ixion comes from a rare fate that spawns every 36 hours, but it's pretty easy to use websites like Faloop or their Discord server to find out when these are spawning and get a group together for it. Basically because all of these are farmable, many of them unsynced. I just don't necessarily think that this is what you want to prioritize, but obviously that's up to your discretion. Next, the Porxie Earring is obviously an exclusive item that you will never be able to get after this event is over, so if you really like it, get it, but if you think you're never going to wear it, then why bother farming 100 tomestones for it? Ostensibly special Timeworn maps are pretty decent as they give you a guaranteed portal into a level 80 map dungeon, and some of the items from the level 80 maps are still in demand. Another good buy if you want to save a little bit of money is the Ballroom Etiquette Emphatic Elucidations, aka the Insist emote. This can range in price from server to server, but it's almost 400k on mine, so that could be a good one to pick up if you don't want to spend 400k on it. However, it is only 1800 Skybuilder scripts, so if you are leveling up your gatherers and crafters using Ishgard Restoration, then maybe just get it with scripts. Now, something that is always a good thing to spend your Moogle Tomestones on is the MGP Platinum Cards. They give you 50k MGP, and this is a really good boost. The only thing that you can do in Gold Saucer that is faster than this event would be Fashion Report, but you only get to do that once a week, whereas you can farm as many of these as you possibly can until your eyes bleed and whatever. There's a lot of cool stuff available in the saucer, so especially if you're going for that 2 mil or 4 mil MGP mount, these are going to be a really big help. And finally, I have saved the best for last here, but the absolute best thing you can get from this event is the Gear Abanian Plaits hairstyle. This is a rare drop from Heaven on High and costs about 1.5 mil on the market board on my server. Obviously, the price will go down with the event. But you can either save a lot of money by getting it from the event if you don't already have it, or you can farm them, save them, and then sell them once the price goes back up after the event. So definitely a really great reward since you can save and or make money off of these. Those are all the rewards that I think are possibly worth your time to farm. So now let's talk about the fastest ways to farm them. The Alexander Fist of the Father raid is probably your best option for quick runs. It takes under 5 minutes to complete with my fastest test run, being 3 minutes and 15 seconds, and that was with a group of randoms I just queued in. Furthermore, a full Blue Mage party would be able to complete it even faster. Just make sure that at the final boss, when he spawns his double, you focus on that double first. Random groups sometimes wipe to it. Most of the Alexander raids are pretty quick, but Fist of the Father is probably the quickest and it has the fewest mechs to mess up. So while Fist of the Father is definitely the best to spam in terms of speed, I also want to highlight PvP, particularly Hidden Gorge, which many refer to as Rival Wings. So there are a few PvP options available to farm tomestones, and you can certainly do your Frontlines roulette and get all the rewards associated with that, along with the Moogle Tomestones, but in my opinion, Hidden Gorge is far more fun than any of the frontline battles, and although the time cap is 15 minutes, a lot of the matches don't last that long. Why am I recommending this if it is not the fastest option? The reason is because you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You can progress through your series Malmstones and earn Moogle Tomestones along the way. Plus, it's definitely a nice change of pace from spamming Fist of the Father over and over again. And that's it. That's a rundown of the items I think are potentially worth farming, as well as what I think your best options for farming them are. Let me know in the comments which items from this Moogle Tomestone event you plan on farming. Please leave a sacrifice for Lord Algorithm in the form of a like, comment, share, or subscribe. As always, thank you so much for watching. Bye!